Hey kids! Well, it's been about a week on the server. I meant to put out something to show all the crap I've been doing, but I've been sick. And I didn't feel like sitting there going, bleh. So, I'll forego that and just show a bunch of crap off. This might look kind of ghetto, but this is really just the place where I keep my bed and some storage. These are my tied for first thing in Red Power. Cage winner. Take my cat off my desk. Take a torch. Put them pretty much anywhere. Top, side, bottom. And they look awesome. They're, yeah. They just look great. I love them. And you get them in like every color you can dye stuff. So, that was the storage area. This was the old machine shop. And I came upstairs and I hauled out some space to work on. A little bit of space, not too much, just enough to do stuff. Actually, yeah, that's a lie. This wasn't really a hollow. That up there, the old side. Over here, that was a big overhang of sand. Oh shit. Go away, you piece of shit. Oh well, nothing important that time. Always out here waiting for me, I don't get it. Anyway, it's a big overhang of sand. I didn't want to fall, but a great place to build something. So I filled it all in with glass. These, more than damn things I'm using. Okay, filled it all in with glass, with the intention of breaking it off into levels and building stuff, but I'm not sure about that. These are Zychorite bricks. They come from these weird crystals you find. You can turn 4 into a regular brick, which looks like the stone brick texture, but it's colored and kind of glowy. There's white, black, blue, red, green. I kind of spam these. Mobs can't spawn on them. Even if I took out all these lights, every one of these, made this place as dark as I could, mobs won't spawn on them. So while I was busy enclosing everything, it was great. Of course, you darken everything up, it looks like crap. So I'm probably going to do something with these. Not quite sure what yet. This level's going to come out. This was a place to put stuff. This is a really fun thing. We figured this out. This Soul Shards mod. So this thing is made with, oh crap, I forget. Look up Minecraft Soul Shards, figure it out. You ink this stuff, you smelt glowstone and soul sand, or you smelt soul sand, mix it with glowstone, you get this. You burn it in here with a diamond, you get 3 soul shards. You kill mobs with a soul shard in your hotbar, and it'll build up souls, and eventually you can build a mob spawner, which is really cool. We got one that's, I'll show you a little later. But the plan is, and I'll just get a little higher up here. I love this mod. Walking's for chumps. So you see this, I really like this, this setup here. I like this shape. This is really cool. So what I'm going to do is, if I can land on this block of, actually I'll land this block and sand. If I land on that, it'll fall. Which buttons? I gotta come back down. In this case, I get creepered again. What I want to do is we're going to continue this glass all the way over here, and down there, and this will be a big open space with the front door. And this is going to be where I build a much larger scale of this. So this guy here, this is a fermenter. This guy turns sugarcane and compost, which you make by surrounding. You take wheat, put dirt in the middle, you get a bunch of compost. It makes sense, right? This guy turns both of those into biomass, which you can burn in one of these guys, a biogenerator. He makes you. You can also take this stuff, run it through a still, and then for every 3 of these you get 1 biofuel, which produces 3 1/3 buckets of this makes 1 bucket of biofuel, which makes 4 times the energy of biomass, which is neat. But you got to run it off a Buildcraft engine. Well, why use Buildcraft when you can use red power? This guy here, this is a red power engine. This turns blue electricity into Buildcraft energy. These guys, not cheap to make. Really, really, well, individually cheap to make, but the setup to make them is rather expensive. But anyway, so he pumps power to this thing. It turns sugarcane and compost, biomass, pump off into a tank. This is just like a pilot skid. I don't know if any of you have played any kind of industrial engineering. You build stuff in small scale to test the theory if it works, and if it does work, you build it in large scale. This is the small scale version of this. Okay? We're eventually going to plug this guy into a still and into a biogenerator to make EU, which will have to glass fiber down. I might have to move the whole machine shop. I don't quite know yet. But the beautiful part of this is that red power solar panels cost nothing. Nothing. You smelt sand and coal to get silicone boule, and you saw that up to get 16 silicon wafers, and you smelt them with nickelite, which spawns in amounts you would not believe, to make blue doped wafers. So essentially 8 coal and 8 sand get you 2 solar panels, right? So that guy down there is running off of 24 sand, 24 coal, and some silver and some nickelite, and it's great. I walk away from it and it runs. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up here. We're going to flatten off the top of this guy, probably to about there, I think. Nope, that's a lie. We're going to make it level with that one. So I'll be flat across the top. We'll coat it in red panel solar panels, which will pipe down to some red power engines, which are going to run about 4 of these. 4, maybe more, depending on how much space I have. And the wonderful thing about sugarcane is that with the simple addition of sticky pistons, you can knock all this stuff into flowing water. You can collect it with an obsidian pipe. You put an obsidian transport pipe on the end of something. Here, I put it here. It would just suck up whatever items landed here and send them wherever. You don't even need a pump on it, it just sends it down the line. So you hook this guy up to flowing water, right? All the items will drop there. If this were up there, would drop into an obsidian pipe, get piped into a chest. You turn a redstone engine on, which won't explode if you let it stuck to a wooden pipe. You fill, wrong chest. This chest would fill with sugarcane. On its own, I wouldn't have to touch it. My piping is a dog's breakfast, I'm aware of that. Right? This goes into the chest. This is pumping out of the chest. Past, I don't think I can get it right here. Anyway, it's a big circle like this. Right? This gets pumped in. If it can't go there, it just goes up and around back into the chest. No items popping out. The redstone engines run all angry, but I don't care. It's their job to work. This guy's all supplied. The water comes off of one pump, and it just runs. It just runs, right? I left it alone for a few hours. So it's created all of this. That's about a couple days worth of playing around. And it just runs. I don't have to touch it. I occasionally interact with the chests. I turn off an engine so it cools down. That's it. That's what's going to power our big, beautiful factory here. We're going to use all of that. We're going to turn it all into beautiful energy. Mostly just so I can run all my missions and stuff. And maybe someday upgrade this into a fancy door. I don't know. But anyway, what bites is I'm going to have to move all of this. Right, we got our... The old geothermal is probably going to go. Maybe. I don't know yet. This, I might keep this setup, move it up there, because you can build one of these guys, and he turns buildcraft energy. Yeah, it doesn't work. You run him buildcraft energy through him, and he'll turn cobblestone or netherrack into lava, which is much easier to store. Right? So I plug all that redstone engine into some magma crucibles. I use, where's it here? All my netherrack. These guys are cool. These are awesome. So 15 more inventory spaces. It's great. You go out, you dig stuff. You don't even look at what you're picking up. That was one trip to the nether. One trip to the nether. Lots. It's all going to turn into lava, which is easy to store. This guy outputs a lot of power on demand. And only runs when he needs it. Unlike if I run a biogenerator up there, it'll just run and run and run. It'll eat through all its fuel even if I'm not doing anything. You know? Fills everything up, it'll just run. But I'll have to move all of this. I love these barrels. I don't have to look for anything. Well, I do have to look for anything. I do have to look for stuff. I occasionally put it in bad places. But this is great, right? These are those chlorite bricks. Let's say you can do like this. Take the crystals, you smelt them in ingots. You're supposed to get bricks out of them, I can't remember how. Anyway, there's a Zycraft mod. They spawn all over the place. What bites is they don't go into a miner's bag or a digger's bag. Wherever I put it. Somewhere. Anyway, they take up a bunch of inventory space when you're digging. But that. We got our coke ovens, because I'm a coke addict. Love coke. Great for burning stuff. The blast furnaces. You see all of this? Never went to the nether once to get these. Ever. Didn't use a single blaze rod. So these bricks take soul sand, netherrack, and magma cream. Which means you would have to go to the nether to either kill magma cubes or get blaze rods and mix them with slime balls. However, out in this desert there's this wonderful little plant. I couldn't believe it. You pick it and it makes blaze powder. I built all of that. I made like one trip. I made one trip for which a netherrack. You take netherrack, you squeeze it in the compressor into another brick. I grabbed enough soul sand. I have like 3 stacks of soul sand. And I built those. I didn't have to fight anything. It was awesome. This over here was the old machine shop. It's going to turn into our... Well, I don't know yet. If I'm moving, it might not stay here. This was the old generator setup. No lava tanks. Pipe that runs all the way down to a spot I haven't visited in a while. I just turned the pumps on and let them go. That's what we got here. I'll take the jetpack off. This is another one of my favorite things. Scaffolding. Watch this. So we go point and then left click. Isn't that awesome? So awesome. Did you go? Just give me this far because I won't. Where did he go? And you can climb them. They're like portable ladders. Where the hell did he go? Really? Anyway. Yeah, I love them. Plus they look kind of cool, and I'll show you why. I would have taken that ladder, but since I've broken it, here, noms. So this is Mistcraft. So Mistcraft portal. Look it up. It's got a lot of complex crap I don't can understand. But Mistcraft lets you generate an entire world. You can set most of the parameters. This one's got naturally occurring glowstone and crystals, which means you don't have to. You don't have to worry about going to the Nether to get glowstone. You can just come here. It's not much safer. Here's a spider. I ran up to somewhere. But we can come here. We can get glowstone if we want. Plus, it makes these crystals we can use to make portals. So, using linking books and much other stuff I don't understand because it's all sorcery to me. You can use these things to make sort of like a version of a nether hub, but to a place that it's easier to navigate. Our first nether portal showed up in the middle of the sky. Dave had to build a platform around it while being shot at by ghasts. The only reason I got any soul sand out of there the first time was because I had a jetpack and long fall boot. These guys you take no fall damage ever. Great. You'll notice they don't completely cover you like armor, but they're awesome. But it lets you go where you can essentially build a hub. This is the spawn house. We spawned in a redwood forest. Lots of trees. Lots. This is nothing but trees. I grew a tree over here and I did this. Took a chunk out of my spawn. Dang it. I'll have to fix that. That's unfortunate. Anyway. So this place is surrounded by forests. Dave, because it's his server, and he get away with it, brought in a filler, which you set down landmarks and it just clears everything out. You can set it to fill with all kinds of things, and you can fill it with put glass in it, and it fills it with nothing. It breaks every block using on the ground. So we built a spawn house out of it. Right? So these here, those are not my day. These are scaffolding. I like them. They look cool as a decorative element. This place looks like a Viking longhouse, I guess. With this big old overhang. It rains mobs. We got blew up a lot. Had a lot of problems. We had spam torches everywhere. Big floaty things. Should probably have torches someday. My house is about 800 blocks that way, and 500 blocks that way. And the intervening space contains a big-ass mountain, and a ravine, and a mountain, and a ravine, and a river, and a thing, and some stuff. And I got PO'd, because making the run kind of lit, and we didn't have the portal yet. So I figured I'd just, screw it, I'm going to start out, I'm going to dig a tunnel, do all this junk. And the first thing I run into, kidding you not, this is the path I started digging, right back there, the zombie spawner, and, we got it set up cool. It's set up sweet. So, I was going to show you that soul shard thing. So, wow, we have 12 skeleton skulls, that's awesome. That, you charge it up, and you can build spawners. The highest tier you can make is a level 5. You can turn the spawner on and off, and it spawns a ton of mobs. Like, it'll just sit there and spawn mobs, even if you're not there. Right? So back there is the original. I'm not quite sure what the setup is here. I probably shouldn't do this. Can't get over top of that. Let's get this ready to get this shot at. Well, let's that is redstone wire. So I'll put my stuff back together here. It spawns mobs. Mobs like you can't imagine. We now have, it spawns like a dozen guys or something every 2 seconds when it's on. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but I got it fixed up. But yeah. Turns your mob. Supercharges on mob farm. And the best part is that if I brought another soul shard with me and I brought it here, I could just sit here and very rapidly fill up another shard, use that shard to make another spawner. Got like 15 already. Just like the ultimate grinder. This is awesome. Hello. Bye. I think we have the skulls because James, wow, and was taking a beating. James had a sword with Vorpal on it, so we sat here and harvested skulls for a while. Pretty cool. It's actually the first server I've been on where, where I've seen a head drop. Hello. Ah, too much fun. What do we want? Head. Still getting the presents. We have nowhere to put them anymore. Part of the Christmas surprise. Cute. Yeah, we have mobs on tap now. That's really awesome. So we'll never run out of bones and arrows. However, what I want to do, because you have to, it's a one-punch system, so you got to sit here and punch them. So I decided to bring some of these. I got to build a room for this, I think. We'll be right here. That's where we're going to build. Off camera, though, otherwise I'll bore you guys. Went and grabbed an actual blaze rod for a brewing stand. I'll get some glass and stuff later, and we can just stand here, let them build up. Nuke them. That's neat. We still have the original already? I'll have to find out. I don't know who's engineering this. This must be Dave's, because it looks like this. Not that Dave makes bad builds, but his stuff is all square. I don't need this many arrows. Ooh, that's nice. Better than mine. Cool. Anyway. But that's where we're standing right now. So far it's been me and James did a bunch. Dave's working on the Foundcraft stuff. I think it's all sorcery to me. I'm going to stick to science. Engines and pipes and wheels and things. So much more fun than zapping things with fancy brain powers or whatever it is Dave wants to do. Durzo's been on. I'm going to let him tell you how he feels about the portal gun. The recipe changed a bit, and he was on last night doing some caving, and if he ever makes a video, I'm going to let him tell you what he thinks. Because I'm much more sincere that way. But yeah, that's where we stand. So that's 4 of us on the server, and Durzo whenever Durzo's on, and James is here sometimes. We could stand a few more people, definitely. Got a whole bloody world to play with. It's, our spawn village is not a village, it's a house. It's one thing. We laid out lots. No one built here. So, I do hope people start building at spawn. I'm gonna build, definitely gonna build here. Because, remember that tunnel idea I had? Yeah. Right there. Like 1,000 blocks. That way in the turn. Because before we had the portals, it was easier to do that than it was to do that. I still intend to put a rail line here, just because. because I want to. We got this awesome beach. So I'm going to build what looks like a shanty on the beach. How do I put it? I have a pier, put a couple boats, make it look like I guess a little rundown. Put a trapdoor here. I think if I get into any of the forestry stuff that involves brewing, I'll put like a still, a couple things like that. Just make it look really run down. It'll look awesome. Whenever I get around to finishing any of my other projects. But all of this here, none of this was cheated in. With the exception of the use of the filler, this was all built. I had to mine for it. Right? We got... What's the power generator? No? Someone spawns them to spawn right there. Or somewhere around there. You head off to the mining age. There's actually still a lot to do here. There's a bunch of caves all over the place down here. We got here and everyone's spread out. Like there's... over... This is a natural cave. Don't think it's empty yet. We still got some stuff. It's a really nice cave though. It's really nicely shaped. You know, I mean, if you wanted a spawn house at spawn, you could just come here. Pretty cool. There's a... where did I put it? I came down here and I started working, putting in stuff, provided I haven't forgot that it's here. Immediately ran into this. Didn't even take the mossy cobweb. Took the chests. Got some chunk. This thing here we can probably stand. I should turn that into a mob trap. And charge up a soul shard. Got infinite zombies. Pretty cool. The funny part about them... Oh, right near the road. The funny part about the soul shards is as long as you have one in your hotbar and you're killing stuff, it charges up. And eventually you can build spawners for things that don't have spawners. Like, oh I don't know, creepers and wither skeletons. Can you imagine that? And then just barfing out a dozen wither skeletons at once? You know, it's like having a mob fight. Or a wither boss fight. Well, give us 10 minutes. Just be able to have that happen. It's a fun pile of mods. I took out Greg Tech, which kind of means the advanced solar panels really suck. Not happy about that. I was just getting to know Greg Tech. The solar panels for industrial craft require you to make far too many of them and are far more resource intensive than they should be. And I think I'd rather have all the quirky bits that go with a biorefinery and a magma factory than waste time on solar panels. Because at least stuff that's moving does stuff. But oh, awesome! Right outside. My butt creepered. Slime. You remember those soul shards? Yeah, I had them in my hotbar. I was bringing it over here to. I was bringing it to the spawn to get me the skeletons. I accidentally killed a slime. Now I got one dedicated to slimes, which really bit. However, I'm really interested to see what it's like to build a mob farm that uses slimes. That should be an interesting design challenge because they don't. You can't push them out of water and they just drown. And if they fall, they break into smaller slimes. So I think in time I'm going to build one just to see what kind of design hassles it creates. Just because. Hey, lag. But yeah, that's where we are. Hey, I was scrappy. Look for that. How did you get all the way over there? Don't. But yeah, like I said, that's where we are. I need to knock a hole in there for some sunlight someday. And we could definitely use a few more people. You guys want to play some FTB? Just give Dave a buzz. Get some more people on here making videos, do some actual community activities. Like I said, I think having the Weather Boss on tap would be absolutely awesome. And kudos to James for the portals. He found us. Dave found another fortress. It was a zillion miles away from the platform. James went out there, getting shot at by ghasts. Got us a bunch of... built a portal right to it. It's awesome. Just drops you right off. It's like it's a stone's throw from a blaze spawn. And there's a crossroads with where witness guys spawn. Like, put it in a great place. It's awesome. Make videos, dude. What are you waiting for? Make a couple. Show yourself. And the rest you can show yourselves too. Because it gets a little lonely here. I'll see you later.